Welcome to the Happiness Studies, a channel where we help one another find happiness, live better lives, and become better people. In the second part of the video series on the 5 steps to take to get our life back when we are feeling lost and overwhelmed, we will continue to talk about step number 4 and 5. If you haven't watched the first part of the video, I would highly recommend that you do that first. So let's get on with this video. Step number 4, take that first step. When we are feeling lost, paralyzed, and overwhelmed by life, it is difficult to know what to do first, how to prioritize, or know what we should or should not do. However, when it is all said and done, there is one thing that I know for sure to be true. It is that if we give up and don't do anything at all to change and improve our situation, then we will remain stuck exactly in the same place. And there is no hope in that. You can't expect to find your way out of the forest if you never take that first step. You can't feel better about the things that you need to do if you don't do them. For this reason, what we need to do is to take action. Remember, these actions do not need to be perfect. They just have to be something that would prove to ourselves that we made the effort to try to improve our situation, something that will keep us going, something small that will change and improve our life. And just like when you are lost, you probably will need to experiment with different routes before gaining some idea of which direction leads you to your destination. The benefits of being lost is that it forces us to explore. So see this as a good opportunity to learn more about ourselves and find what it is that we truly want and believe in. Step number 5, have what it takes to reach your destination. It is one thing to have a purpose and another to know how to turn that purpose into reality. And what have turned my purpose into reality are 2 hard lessons that I have learned in those bad years. To save you the trouble so that you don't have to go through those painful times like I did, below are 2 factors which have changed my life and continue to do so until this day. First is having a plan that you will live by. The first thing that have changed my purpose into meaningful action is to have a plan of action. We need a plan because without one, we would quickly find ourselves falling right back into our old habits and settling into what they call the point of lowest resistance, which of course is equal to no change. And when we fail to make the necessary changes, what happened? We once again fall back into the downward spiral. Hence, to be able to effectively walk toward our destination, it is essential to have a good plan of action. And what is a good plan of action? A good plan of action is one that ensures we are happy to take that next step day after day until we reach our destination. It is not so intense that it would lead us toward burnout, and not too relaxed that we would not have to make any sacrifices or change. A good plan might not be the plan that we like, but it is a plan that we know if we persevere and follow through day after day, we will be happy by the end of it all. I mean, if I only do the plan that I like, I would probably just be playing video games all day. I truly believe that if we do things according to our likes and dislikes all the time, we will never finish anything. To warn you first, there will 100% be resistance and setbacks. But know that this is part of making changes. I mean, it can't be that life-changing, right, if it was that easy. However, what you would want to be the end result of the struggle is when your plan becomes your habit. By that point, you would have bygone all the resistance. You would no longer need to argue with yourself if it is something that you want or don't want to do. It would just be automatic. You would stop depending less and less on what you want and feel like doing at the moment and start depending more and more on the structure that you have created for yourself. Warren Buffett understood the nature of habit and how much it governs our daily life. He said, the chain of habit are too light to be felt until they are too heavy to be broken. And of course, these states go both ways, for both good and bad habits. This is precisely why it is hard to break a bad habit, but what this means is that once we have established a good one, then it is also equally as difficult to break out of it. Here it is important that we look at building habits as a long-term investment, whereby eventually it would come back to take care of us. The second lesson that has helped turn my life around is focus. I have recently learned a very interesting story of how focus has made a whole world of difference in how we can turn our aspiration into reality. It is a story of the England rowing team, who for more than 40 years has never once won an Olympic gold medal. Yet something odd happened that year and they won. So what happened that year? Well, what made the difference that year was a simple question. Would this make the boat go faster? This question is what everyone in the England rowing team carries with them wherever they go in whatever they do. Before deciding to order that hamburger, they ask themselves, would that make the boat go faster? Before choosing to get lazy and comfortable on a couch or not wake up for that 4 a.m. practice, they would ask themselves, would this make the boat go faster? Over the years, this micro decision of choosing to do everything it takes to make the boat go faster have eventually made them the fastest team that year in the Olympics. Having a sense of direction is knowing where to light the candle candles within our hearts. But to keep that fire burning, what we need is focus. Focus is what made the difference for the England rolling team. It is also what is making the difference for me every single day. However, as for me, the techniques which I have found over the years to help maintain my focus are as follows. Creating a habit to remind myself every day of my purpose. Tracking my progress at the end of each day and plan how I can improve it tomorrow. Journaling. Imagining what it would feel like if I have already achieved what I set out to do and the regret that I would feel if I haven't. Having friends who listen, support, and hold you accountable. Creating a working structure for yourself, which we have just talked about under planning. The journey out of this state of being lost and overwhelmed towards feeling sure and satisfied with ourselves is a process. It will not take 1 or 2 days. And for that reason, it is important that we know how to maintain that fire burning. We set ourselves up for failure when we do not have a good plan of action. And just like the wind that blows out an unprotected candle, we easily squander our purpose if we lack focus. Planning and focus, therefore, are 2 key components which have, to this day, continued to help me stay on track, not lose sight of what is most important to me, and over time, they are what have turned my purpose from aspiration into reality. Honoring your purpose with your action. Humans are odd creatures. I, for one, definitely fall within that category. Despite having clearly listed all the things that I should be doing with myself, things that I know if I do would make me happy, I still don't do them. It is as if I have drawn the perfect map, marked all the routes that I need to take, yet when it is time, I never actually set out. I believe many of us share this feeling, and some might even be experiencing it right now. And what happened when we left our purpose unattended for a long time? It rots. The solution which we just talked about in this video is to honor our purpose with our action. There is no hope without action, and for that reason, we highlighted the importance of taking that first step. This could be anything from dealing with our problems at hand, doing the things that we need to do, or being clear with ourselves about what we actually want. However, what is important here is that we do them. Now, it is also equally as important to remember that the journey out from feeling lost and overwhelmed towards feeling satisfied and sure about life is a process. And as we make our way out of the forest, we do not want to regress, since that could mean falling back into the downward spiral. And to ensure that we reach our destination, what we need is a smart game plan and a sharp focus. To recap the 5 steps, the first thing to do when we are feeling lost and overwhelmed in life is to give ourselves the opportunity to pause and take a step back. And to be able to have the strength to deal with our problems in life, we need to love and be kind to ourselves. Once we have given ourselves the safe space we need to take refuge from the storm of life and start a fireplace within our heart, the next step is to take a deep dive within ourselves in order to find our sense of direction. What is it that we actually want? What are the things that we need to do? Take your time to reflect and let go of that which you do not need. Fourth, get going. True, we might still be feeling somewhat lost and overwhelmed in life, but the only way out is still to take that first step. And to ensure that we are prepared for the long journey, the 5th step is to have a good plan and to know how to keep our focus as we walk out towards our destination. These are the 5 steps to take when you are feeling lost and overwhelmed in life. Here, I would like to end with a word of encouragement from John Wooden, who I highly admire and regard as one of my teachers. He said, "Players with fight never lose a game, they just run out of time. You are never truly lost until you give up. So never give up. Keep going. Eventually, you will find your breakthrough. Perhaps it is not the path you were expecting. Perhaps you have to change and pivot. But as long as you keep walking, have a solid plan of how to get there, and always keep your head in the game, you will find it. It is only a matter of time." And as always, I'm also here for you if you need the extra support. You can book an appointment with me if you would like to talk using the link in the description below. It is free and I will only accept donation. Or you can also chat with me and other people in the community by joining our Slack group using the link in the description below. Stay tuned for more videos to help you live a happier and more fulfilling life here at the Happiness Studies.